to Roundtable Pod Racers. We're so excited to be talking to you and talking about girl power in Star Wars. I mean, we have Hera herself here talking to us, so it's pretty exciting.
Thank you for having me.
We want to do a little introduction about yourself. So you want to tell our listeners who you are, what you like.
Well, hi. As I say, my name's Xena. I started cosplaying this year as Paris and Dula. So I'm a big Star Wars fan since before I remember. Yeah, so cosplay has kind of become a bit of a niche thing for me. Before that, I've been working in the film industry as a costumier for the last 7 years, I think, or something like that. So yeah, Star Wars and costume are all sort of my passion, my thing, my love, everything.
Is Hera your favorite cosplay to do, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, because I've only started cosplaying this year, essentially, she's pretty much the only costume I have. Because I've done her season 3, season 4, like main outfit, which is like my main cosplay, and I love it. It's so comfy. And I've done Numa's Burn Up Rebels look.
Yeah,
I love her so much.
I know. I was so excited when she showed up on Rebels.
Yes.
She was one of, like, I fell in love with her in Clone Wars, and when I saw her in Rebels, I was like, oh my god, I want to do that cosplay. Oh my god, I need to.
I remember when she first showed up in the trailer, and everyone's just like, who is she? She's got like a little tupa. Could it be?
Yeah, and like just like the little sign, like, she has a stuffed animal. She has the drawing.
It's so exciting. That, unfortunately, is not a comfortable cosplay to wear, I find, which is a bummer. And then my other cosplay that I've literally just finished is Hera's season 4 disguise for like civilian disguise.
It looks beautiful.
That's so cool.
Thank you. It's a lot of green paint. A lot. I'm like, oh god.
And you posted that you were and it was super cold over there.
Yeah, it was like -2 in the morning. We did it in this little development like round the corner from where I live, and we live across the street from a school. So obviously by the time I got all the green on and we went over there, all the kids were on like their morning break. So we had to walk past them, and I was like, green, completely green, this little tank top, and we walked past and they were just like, a Star Wars!
Oh, but that's awesome.
But then on the way back I got like a scream of terror, so it's like, oh, okay. Interesting responses happening here.
Oh my goodness. So I must have been like, I know you said you started cosplaying this year, and I saw you at Star Wars Celebration. I mean, I have a picture with you, and I was like telling my husband, I was like, look at her, she's like Hera for real. So yeah, I took a picture with you. And how was that experience being at Star Wars Celebration with all our crazy people around?
It was amazing. Really, oh my god, it was so amazing, because I made Hera basically for Celebration. Because I was like, oh, I want to show Freddie, I want to show Vanessa, I want to show Dave. Yeah, I didn't mean to wear it past Celebration, and then yeah, when we went there, I was like, oh, there'll be so many people in costume. I won't get any reaction because there's so many people. And then, yeah, it was amazing. It was really overwhelming. And all the little kids were just incredible. Like, one of my favorite moments was when I was like power walking along a corridor trying to get to a panel. And I couldn't work out where the panel was. So I was like, ah! And I can't hear anything when I've got my Leku on. And then I just only hear like, Hera, Hera, Hera. And I turned around and there was 3 little girls, a tiny Rey, a tiny Ahsoka, and a tiny Sabine, all just like racing after me with like their mum trailing after. And like, can we have a photo? And I was just like, oh, this is everything. This is amazing. It's so exciting.
So cute. It's always the kids that make it so special when they come to you and ask you for a picture. I mean, I did a cosplay for Ahsoka. I love Ahsoka. So I cosplay as Ahsoka, and my favorite thing after meeting Ashley was like a little girl coming and giving me a hug, and she was like, "I love Ahsoka," and I was like, "I'm just gonna break down now." Yeah,
good. It's just all those tiny little moments. Like when we do parades and things at conventions, I would say when you're just walking by and all the kids are watching, but some of them are always just like, what is this? And it's when you catch the eye of like a little girl and wave like specifically at her, they're always like,
yeah,
and it's just really nice. Like it's such a tiny little thing, but just their smiles make it all worthwhile.
yeah.
When they're like, "Oh my God, Hera waved at me!"
Yes.
No, last parade I did have an amazing moment where I did that. You know, little girl being like, caught her eye, waved at her, and she rolled her eyes at me.
Oh no!
And I was like, excuse you.
She was definitely a dark side.
Oh my goodness.
She was rooting for Thrawn.
It was hysterical. We laughed about it pretty much the whole way through.
Oh my God. Kids will make you laugh sometimes. It's hilarious. Well, talking about a little bit about you and your love for Star Wars, what is your I know you watched Last Jedi, so what's your favorite movie?
I've actually been thinking about this and talking about this a lot this week. How long has the film been out? I don't even know anymore. What is time? And I've actually realised that Rogue One is my favourite.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it's just like snuck in there without me noticing, and I'm just like, what are you doing here? How did this happen? Why are you my favorite? I think in a way I've told someone about it, and in a way it kind of encapsulates me as a Star Wars film, because it's a war film. It's angry. It's bleak. It's everyone dies. Spoiler alert. It's potentially like a really awful, miserable film, but it's not. It's got so much heart to it. It's got so much warmth and hope, and it's actually like a really bright film, I feel, and it's really exciting, and I love all the characters. Exactly.
I just got like a lot of chills when you were saying that.
I
I'm
know.
like, wow, yeah, that is like really true. I'm on it now.
Yeah. Rogue One.
Yes.
Convert everyone.
I know. I've been trying to compare her for a long time. I think you helped me so much today.
So on Rogue One, who would you say is your? Oh well, we might know the answer to this anyway. Who's your favorite female character?
Well, let me think. Where did you choose from? Joking. I do legitimately love Jyn. I like that she's angry, and that she's allowed to be angry, and that she's like this really bitter, selfish, taciturn person who doesn't want any of this. And I love that that's just her, and she's allowed the space to be like that. And then, like, I'm kind of sad that she's not more angry, because the Jyn that we saw in the trailers with, you know, the whole like I Rebel thing was a harder Jyn than the one that we got.
Yeah.
And I wish we'd had that harder Jyn. And then I think it would have made her sort of her turn to the light, I guess. I don't know. That little bit, or towards hope and purpose and learning to look up. It would have given it that much more impact. I mean, it's already very impactful, but even more impact.
Yeah.
But I do like having an unapologetically angry young woman on screen who then learns from the people around her and actually does something. I love that.
Yeah, and they show her a little bit of love in her, all that hate that she carried in her heart. So I love Jyn. It's beautiful.
Do you watch Forces of Destiny?
I haven't watched the most recent one, but I've watched Jyn breastfeeding the Tuca.
Yes.
And I'm really happy.
Yes.
There was a recent one that was really good with Jyn that I finally saw them. And it was super cute.
Is there one with her and Sabine?
Yes.
Have I made that up? I haven't. Have I seen that one yet?
good.
It's
And you
so
get
good.
you see the fiery in her way more.
Oh yay! Okay, I need to catch up.
Yeah.
And in general, what's your favorites? Which I think we know, but your favorite female character?
It's gonna totally shock you.
Oh.
It's gonna like really shock you. It's Hera.
No way.
No way. We never expected this.
Never.
I like to, keep people on their toes. She's a lot. She literally brought me back to Star Wars after like 10 years of not really caring about Star Wars, because I saw her on the cover for Rebels and was like, Green Twi'lek. I like Green Twi'lek. Even though I thought the cover looked really stupid.
Yeah.
Very kiddish.
Yeah.
When I first saw Rebels, I was like,
yeah, that was exactly my reaction as well. But it was worth it. And then her first scene in Spark of Rebellion, when she's like that back and forth with Kanan, and she's like, "Spill," I'm like, I like you.
Yes.
I get you. And yeah, people like to always to bring up the maternal warmth of her, which she is obviously maternal and warm, and she is the embodiment of the heart of the Ghost Crew, and in a way the rebellion.
yes.
But I also like that she is a bit of a hot mess, I think, because she's like in her mid-20s, and as someone who's was in their mid-20s, now is in their late 20s, the way that she obsesses over things and can't quite work out how to deal with balancing work and the personal and finding her purpose and finding a meaning to things, that really speaks to me a lot, I think. Yeah, so I feel like she's a really good embodiment of a 20-something in the current world.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is true. And for her, like, to see all the sacrifices that she makes, and sometimes when we're there and we're that age, and I know I'm also in the late 20s, but it's like, yeah, I understand that, because like when you're obsessed with something, you just want to focus on that, and then you just block out, and you're like, no, but I don't have time for this. I need to do this.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, okay, but I'm also caring for the people around me. It's like a strange roller coaster ride.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I think that's her whole arc over the whole show has been her learning that it's okay to have Kanan, to have family and passions and love, as well as this massive, intense, all-important galactic fight.
Yeah.
Like, my issues may not be galactic freedom; they may be like much smaller things, like getting through a day. But it translates, I think, and it speaks to us all. So I love that. And also, when you're like the captain of an entire crew of hot messes, it's very easy to look like the composed cool one.
Totally. I mean, we all know how much of a hot mess everybody else on that crew is.
So she keeps that balance.
He's like the least hot mess of the hot mess. He's the coldest mess. Okay, so talking about your opinion and everything, what would you say has Star Wars affected the idea of girl power?
Yes.
Okay, I think the question was how I read it really wrong.
I mean, obviously Leia, hugely formative on many generations of women, and presenting them. And again, it kind of goes back to that Jin thing I was saying. It's that Leia was angry, and she was on screen being angry as well as being beautiful and regal, but she also got to be commanding. But she got to be multifaceted, which I think wasn't something that women always got to do in genre at that point. They tended to be in like a single role. And I think Leia was probably written quite one-dimensionally, but I think Carrie.
Yeah, same thing.
Carrie managed to bring all of this depth and nuance and all these different aspects of her characters. I think that was formative, and that helped pave the way for a lot of other women in genre specifically, and then potentially in a much wider way. And then obviously she's paved the way for Padme. I know a lot of people take issues with Padme, but for me, being like a 9-10-year-old when that came out, seeing a 14-year-old queen, like
makes a difference.
Yeah, it's like standing up in that giant Senate room of old, boring men and being like, do something. And when they didn't, she just went and did it with her girl squad. Like, that was an amazing thing to see. And then, obviously we're now in this situation where we've now got Ahsoka, we've got Sabine, we've got Rey, we've got Rose, which is awesome. And then also we've got Holdo, and we've still got Leia. We have Leia. I think it's really important and exciting, and there's still a lot of work to do. But it's not just in genre now, because I think Leia was important in genre, and now it's important in life, and we're seeing it having a massive impact on women and on girls of all ages in everyday life. I'm kind of losing my train of thought right now. How is this important, guys?
No worries.
But then also, I think it is not just because of the women in the films or TV shows or books or everything. I mean, we've got like Poe Dameron, who was raised by women. He was raised by Shara Bay, and he was influenced by Leia. And we all know that Hera was around to teach him how to fly. I'm just saying. But also in like a broader